right, hello everyone. I'm Scott Onder. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Mercy Corps. Mercy Corps is a global development agency that works across 40 plus countries with a team about 6,000 people strong, working alongside communities that are living through poverty, through crisis, and through conflict. I'm also the co-founder of Mercy Corps Ventures, which is an impact venture capital fund. So we are focused on investing in early stage, seed and Series A climate adaptation and resilience solutions that are serving people in the same emerging markets where the global NGO works. We have a mission to essentially catalyze more investment. So we're taking the very earliest stage risk, investing in pre-seed and seed stage startups, working closely with them, providing technical assistance, also looking for strategic partnerships with our global operations and networks in those countries. The thesis that we're really focused on is around climate adaptation and resilience, and want to see more capital going toward that area, especially in emerging markets. So as we're discussing this morning, the climate crisis is already here. The countries and communities that contributed the least to climate change are being hit first, they're being hit hardest. Women, as Carmen so eloquently discussed this morning, are disproportionately affected, and so are other underserved communities and user segments that we focus on. 130 million more people are going to be pulled into poverty over the course of this decade as a result of the shocks and stresses from climate change. And we're already witnessing it today. So over the last year, I think we've seen in the Horn of Africa, the sixth consecutive drought is occurring right now. In Nigeria, the most catastrophic flooding occurred in decades there just last year. In Pakistan, they experienced extreme heat stress followed by severe flooding. And it's not just catastrophic weather events that are impacting emerging markets. There are actually 3.3 billion people that are considered climate vulnerable. And that can also be from a series of smaller shocks and stresses along the way. So we're looking to essentially identify solutions that can help people be more adaptive to this new reality that we're all living in and more resilient along the way. So today I was actually going to focus in on talking about how can we use our capital more catalytically to generate more ability of companies to attract and harness the capital markets. So we see a big opportunity, a significant business opportunity here. We believe that visionary entrepreneurs are developing breakthrough technologies, innovative business models, and effective climate adaptation solutions. A lot of the trends in terms of the advance of technology are really working in our favor, from the penetration of affordable mobile internet to AI and enhanced data analytics to energy access in emerging markets. It's creating opportunities to essentially leapfrog, and we are seeing a number of innovative companies doing that. But technology on its own is not enough. You need to find distribution approaches that can reach people at the last mile. You need to weave education into the user experience. This is where entrepreneurs come in, right? And so if we can seed the earliest and riskiest stages of innovation by investing in these entrepreneurs, we use equity to do so at the pre-seed and seed stage. We believe we can generate hundreds, if not thousands, of climate tech solutions that can eventually grow to harness the capital markets over time. So we're a gender-smart investor, investing across 40 countries. 50% of our portfolio is founded by women. Because women are disproportionately impacted by climate change, we also work closely with companies to tailor their products and services and distribution approaches to women. And we're a thesis-driven investor, so we focus on essentially three categories related to climate adaptation and resilience. So adaptive agricultural solutions that help smallholder farmers and the food systems that they operate within become more resilient. Inclusive fintech products such as savings, credit, insurance that helps people manage and transfer climate-related risks. And then emerging climate-smart technologies as well, anything from sustainable supply chain solutions to tropical weather forecasting models, flood data analytics. We're really interested in nature-based solutions and the infrastructure around voluntary carbon credit markets and how that's facilitating more access to emerging market project developers. And then the companies we're investing in are really having impact on a range of low-income, underserved communities, from women to smallholder farmers to people living in informal settlements. We see a lot of these emerging startups are really facing those user groups directly. Just wanted to mention the 2X collaborative again. It was mentioned this morning, but we've been really thrilled to be a part of this in terms of being a part of advancing gender-smart investing. As we look to build more pipeline and deal flow among kind of founders in Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. Really excited to be highlighting what they're doing and working with them to better serve women as well as customers. To date, the companies in our portfolio have impacted 20 million people directly across 35 climate vulnerable countries. And most of those climate vulnerable countries are among the least developed countries on the planet. And so we see opportunities there to drive affordability of a lot of these solutions. Of the 43 companies in our portfolio today, we've supported them to go on to raise over $400 million now in follow-on investment. And a lot of that has to do with the support that we're providing them. So less than 50% of startups in Europe and in the US are able to raise that follow-on round of financing. So how can we better support companies to get to that stage, de-risk them for later stage investors? So we really deliberately spent a lot of time on technical assistance, looking to forge partnerships with our global platform. We see an opportunity really with our investment sectors to drive more awareness around climate adaptation across sectors, not just in agriculture, but across many industries and sectors as well. So I wanted to give some examples of some of these solutions. And in adaptive agriculture, I think we're clearly seeing that there's food system instability and increasing climate disruptions. So smallholder farmers who produce almost 2/3 of the world's food supply are going to really play a critical role in growing global food demand, or in addressing growing food demand. So we invest in a lot of farmer platforms, often digital platforms that bundle together a range of different services for smallholder farmers, from climate smart extension services to inputs, to credit for those inputs, to microinsurance and crop insurance. We find that bundled platforms that are directly serving farmers over mobile phones tend to be the most effective ways to distribute a lot of these services. One example of this is a company called Agriaku in Indonesia, which is the largest ag marketplace and super app for farmers. They're bundling together just that. It's a combination of climate smart extension services and then transparency for a lot of the value chain actors, from the distributors to the suppliers in the value chain. We've invested in a company called Meridia that provides people that don't have formal title to their land, formal title, and what that does is then enables farmers to better invest in their land. With EU regulation emerging that's requiring more traceability in supply chains, Meridia has been providing services to agribusinesses in Europe that are looking to essentially fortify their supply chains and be able to prove where they're sourcing from. For instance, we're seeing that they're increasingly needing to provide due diligence on their supply chains to ensure they're deforestation-free and responsible. So this is one thing that Meridia is providing that is really being a benefit to the broader agri ecosystem. We're also investing in inclusive fintech. So one example that I wanted to bring up was around insurance. So Pula is a crop insurance company that uses remote satellite imagery data, other remote sensing data to better quantify risk at the farm level. And they provide crop insurance to farmers, usually bundled alongside seeds and other inputs. They've been able to expand now to serve tens of millions of farmers across 20 countries in Africa, Asia, and other markets in Latin America. I will skip that because it was poorly formatted. Climate smart technologies that we're seeing that we're excited about as well, from supply chain solutions to data layer solutions. We are seeing in Floodbase, a company that's basically built the largest database of flood data analytics globally that they provide to governments, to the UN, to reinsurance companies. And this helps all of those entities better calibrate and respond to catastrophic flood risk. They're now integrating into parametric insurance policies as well. This is the founder, Bessie, who has been at this for over a decade now, first building the deep tech and now bringing it to market in different commercial ways. Ignitia is a tropical weather forecasting company that built the best, most accurate tropical weather forecasting models, and they're actually delivering this now to the smartphones and regular phones of small farmers globally in Africa and Latin America. And then Open Forest Protocol. This is a company that's solving challenges around measurement, reporting, and verification for the voluntary carbon credit markets. They're able to lower the cost and speed up the time for project developers to be able to bring projects online. And so it's essentially democratizing access for small project developers in Africa and other emerging markets. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to hear me today. Really see investing in climate adaptation not just as the right thing to do, but as a really significant market opportunity. So we're focused on supporting entrepreneurs that are building this more resilient future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott, for your time today and for your inspiring speech and for your incredible action for the change of climate.
Apply now.